A quick note before we begin. This video reflects our impressions of Ride 6. Do your own research and make sure it fits your expectations, standards, and personal values. Few forms of racing demand the same precision, patience, and bravery as pushing a motorcycle to its limit, where every millimeter leaned and every flicker or throttle straddles the knife edge between perfect control and instant catastrophe. Ride 6 sets out to capture this gilded balance, with the most expansive roster, deepest simulation systems, and most accessible onboarding milestone has yet assembled. It's a package clearly aimed at welcoming newcomers while still satisfying seasoned riders chasing mechanical authenticity. After considerable time in the saddle, I can confirm that Ride 6's ambition holds mostly true. The physics model delivers hard-earned thrills, while engaging progression keeps victories meaningful. And despite plot holes in presentation and a festival framework that never truly delivers, the game's reverence for two-wheeled machinery is unmatched. If you're new, to convince you of the symbiotic relationship between biker and machine, Ride 6 arrives with two riding styles, the returning Pro and all-new beginner-focused Arcade, the latter less an opening salvo and more a push with stabilizers, while the split suggests a clear divide between accessibility and full simulation. The distinction feels only subtle in the opening laps. Yet, where arcade style smoothens the harsher edges of bike control, it also limits mechanical interaction, removing meaningful setup options and onboard electronics management in favor of immediacy. The result is approachable racing that rarely feels excessive. Together with Ride 6's Bridgestone Riding School, a series of on-track tutorials also novel to the series, the transition to Pro feels an eventful formality, given onboarding's focus. Purposeful accessibility options, including color filters, one-handed control schemes, tinnitus sliders, and game speed adjustments, the latter I reduced by 15 points during my own onboarding, further widen the door for newcomers without compromising the act of riding. With Pro style engaged, braking earlier than instinctual, measuring counter momentum, and applying throttle with deliberate restraint are essential skills. See, bikes don't rotate like cars. Ride 6's physics suggest that they hinge on a delicate cliff edge between speed and balance, where slowing too much dramatically sharpens lean angles, yet carrying too much speed risks understeering to your next accident. Learning to exist confidently on this boundary is where Ride 6's onboarding process leads you, and when it clicks, each clean lap feels earned. Likewise, mastering mechanical setup subtly deepens your relationship with your machine. Adjustments to gear ratios, suspension stiffness, and braking stability won't produce dramatic changes in isolation, but their cumulative effect can decidedly tighten contested races. Shortening high gears to extend top speed works wonders on Daytona's long bank curves, for instance, but it does introduce rear-end instability, which must be countered with suspension damping and geometry adjustments. Even then, success depends on your skill as a rider more than pure configuration. It's a philosophy that recognizes both machinery and your ability to extract every ounce of performance. With Pro as your de facto riding style, authenticity comes with a steeper difficulty curve, but the trade-off is an experience that consistently rewards patience and mechanical understanding. When everything aligns, brake marks hit perfectly, apex is kissed, throttle feathered with control, your bike weaving smoothly through a fast sequence of corners. It's like threading a needle at 200 kilometers an hour. It's a sense of flow that few racing games can match, where Ride 6's bike physics are best realized. Bridgestone's aforesaid riding school is the process leading you to competence, with bite-sized lessons covering the fundamentals before demystifying the more technical aspects like electronic rider aids, wet weather management, chicane handling, and beyond. Just as importantly, these drills highlight the strength of the simulation's tactile feedback, where controller vibration and trigger resistance via the PS5's DualSense communicates grip, pressure, and surface response with remarkable clarity, elevating riding beyond raw mechanics. However, the school's staccato rhythm isn't flawless. Certain exercises feel overtly prescriptive. Forcing rigid racing lines even when missing bollards still yields gold-tier times. Furthermore, the riding school's rigidity almost undermines motorcycling's inherent freedom, where bike racing often presents multiple racing lines and opportunities for switchbacks. It's a minor complaint, but constantly reloading lessons that you'd otherwise fly through in race conditions led me to abandoning the school once I grasped the basics. opting instead to hone my development in wheel-to-wheel skirmishes. And tapping into the biking freedom and communal culture perhaps, Ride 6 now builds its career progression around a festival. It's a framework familiar to anyone who's played Forza Horizon, albeit sadly without the free-roaming fantasy. Ride Fest guides you through a vast selection of events centered on different motorbike categories and riding disciplines. New contests arrive quickly, with the fame points needed to unlock more events accumulating at a satisfying pace. With a steady stream of races, super pole laps, and one-on-one duels, endurance tests, and off-road challenges, there's always a sense of momentum and growth, bolstered further by an ever-growing garage of spectacularly rendered and reasonably priced vehicles, given as prizes or bought new, used, even rented, by spending earned credits. Ride Fest's most distinguishing feature, however, is its lineup of 10 elite riders whom you'll challenge in their own personalized events. For bike enthusiasts, there are genuine legends in two-time MotoGP champion Casey Stoner or Isle of Man TT lap record holder Pete Hickman. But even if you're unfamiliar, the game communicates the gravitas each icon holds in their respective formula via introductory cutscenes. With certain contests reframed as boss-style encounters, you'll feel like you're in genuine competition for your own place in motorcycle history. Milestone's intent is to plant your role as the player into Ride 6's identity as firmly as the machines that you're racing, but it also reflects the studio's affection for two-wheel culture clearly. The only place the festival concept weakens is in atmosphere. Despite visual flair, hot air balloons, the presentation rarely feels authentic. Its live paddock menu is more a cosmetic set dressing than a true motorcycling celebration. Still, as a structural package, the festival-themed career signals progression clearly and puts a spotlight on the excellent new categories like bagger racing and maxi enduro cross-country biking. Now, whether speeding on tarmac or sliding over dirt, Ride 6 delivers consistently tense races, even if your opponent's racing etiquette lacks the mastery of your superbike's engineering. Adaptive difficulty and adjustable AI aggression provide useful control over the challenge, but on-track awareness can be middling. Rivals will occasionally turn into you or collide from behind, seemingly unaware of your presence. These occasions don't derail the experience, and they are counteracted somewhat by AI racers making unprovoked mistakes, like real humans, but they chip away immersion, which the bike's physics work hard to establish. Ride 6's visual presentation is spearheaded by Unreal Engine 5, its tech pushing realism with improved lighting and weather effects that add welcome depth across the entire game. Frame rate performance on the base PS5 is silky smooth, displaying vibrant 4K at a consistent 60 FPS. Leading the visuals, though, are the bikes themselves, each modeled in striking detail. If there's a true motorcycling celebration threading through Ride 6, it's this. In what are arguably the most ferociously designed, downright scary contraptions, these machines sure are stunning. The game's presentation is less consistent elsewhere. The all-new off-road racing lacks convincing physical feedback, with minimal dirt spray and surface interaction. Ambient audio, particularly crowd noise, sounds poorly mixed and implemented, with audible cheers at sections where no spectators are present, and jarring silence when its white noise loops back on itself. Sound levels can be tailored to taste in the settings menu via sliders and presets, yet the lack of audio optimization settings for headphones is glaring. Gracefully, engine notes across all biking categories are generally convincing, from throaty guttural baggers to spitting motards and screeching superbikes. Even scooters sound terribly nasally, much like real life. It's just a shame that the broader sound design hasn't received the same level of polish as the engines, as the result is a visually immersive racer with sensory elements that struggle to keep up. Yet, for all of its uneven presentation and a festival which fails to ignite, Ride 6 ultimately succeeds where it matters the most: the act of riding itself. The game's physics and sheer sense of speed capture the freewheeling spectacle that refines motorbike racing. Seriously, take a ride through Ulster's GP's narrow country lanes. It's as white-knuckle terrifying as the real thing. Accessibility improvements and structured onboarding make two-wheel mastery more approachable than ever. While there is enough varied, meaningful content here to entertain both casual and enthusiast bikers, Ride 6 may fall short of fully realizing the cultural celebration it gestures towards, but as an expression of motorcycling competition, this is the series at its most complete. When expertly carving through Suzuka's famous S's or weaving down Laguna Seca's iconic corkscrew, Ride 6 finds rhythm on a razor's edge quite unlike any other racer. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.